That is genuinely, and I don't take this lightly because I have high hopes for this place, that is genuinely the worst karting experience I've had.
Yep, I said that, and I meant it. Welcome to Teamsport Crawley. Tonight you join myself, Connor, and my dad for a public session in their shiny blue electric karts. Now, we arrived quite late thanks to
the f***ing M25!
However, the staff on the desk that day were super helpful. They got us checked into our sessions in record time, to the point where my dad still made the safety briefing with time to spare. I'm really sorry I cannot remember your names, but thank you so much. Now, keep in mind, this, to my knowledge, was the first time driving an electric kart that wasn't the cars that kids get their Legoland driving licenses in. Yeah, remember those? At least there I could find the seat adjust. So we make our way onto the track under the yellow lights as we head out on a sightseeing lap.
So here's Teamsport Crawley, here we go. This should be an interesting one.
Whilst we're on the yellows, I try to take in the track, how the car feels, and work out the racing line. Now, having been on YouTube and spent no less than 3 hours poring over videos from this track, I roughly knew what to expect. They then decide to test the speed control. If this feels slow for your screen, it was worse whilst in the kart. I should also mention that this ramp is really steep. Now, I knew that the concrete here was slippery. However, because we're moving at a pace slower than the plot of Coronation Street, it's not a problem for now. And after 3 to 5 business days, the lights go to green, but only for the mandatory flag test.
Why do people insist on stopping on yellow flags?
Keep going, it's on orange.
And that kind of sets the mood for the rest of this session.
Come on.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
I barely make it around the next corner without being shown yet another red flag. Finally, after what feels like a business week, the lights go green and we start racing. And we don't even make it past the line before the lights go to yellow, the first of many times this evening. But why? Well, as I come up the ramp, I look over and see that some numbnut has binned it straight ahead into the barrier.
Oh, God! Sat on my nuts.
As I slide onto the concrete, I notice the kart is trying to make a move on me on the inside, so so I press the boost button and try to close them off using the barrier. Now, bearing in mind those karts were still on 3-speed, I'm still yet to try them on 4-speed, but I'm told it's even quicker. Bring it on. And the yellows have decided to make another appearance.
I'm going kayaking in my kayak.
My dad joins in with my pet peeve of people stopping on yellows, and I wait for him to get on with it. And we're back to greens. I get a much better exit than my dad here, and as the tyres find the grip, I hit the boost button to secure the overtake. As we head up the ramp to the middle floor, I move to the inside and attempt a dive bomb on the guy in green, and somehow manage to make the move stick.
It's alright, mate. You can't park there, sir.
This guy in front of me in the brown helmet cover pulls off what's got to be the best magic trick in karting. He crosses in front of the light, and it turns to yellow. Then back to green. And then back to yellow again. For a moment I forget I'm on the concrete and I brake far too hard and far too late and start to spin out. Luckily the barrier was there to stop me mid-spin. I overtake this slow driver and immediately notice the yellows. And as I head up the ramp behind him, this happens.
Oh, for God's sake!
The staff changed the kart speed settings again like they have been all session. But because I was on the ramp, not only did it slow down, but then goes backwards. Backwards! Yeah, it's safe to say at this point, I was losing hope for this place, and fast. This dingleberry in front doesn't leave me any space, so I go to go around it. As I'm coming up to the top floor, I get a sense of deja vu as they alter the speed of the kart whilst I'm on the ramp again. Luckily I make it over the top just in time to see this complete f***head Tokyo drift past me like a wannabe Hamilton. Their kart doesn't appear to have been affected by the speed change, whereas mine, and I think most of the others, have. As I come off the cambered corner, however, there he is with the pace of a small snail, and I tear past him on the inside. This dude comes out the pit lane with enough space, admittedly, but then spins out around this apex. I then try and set up a switchback on it, but it slows right down and covers the inside. If this was a race, I'd be impressed by the defence line, albeit slightly annoyed. I attempt the inside again, but the guy decided he is the latest incarnate of Snake and goes straight into my path again. I attempt the inside up the ramp and again he cuts me off, nearly sending me into the barrier. The yellows have made yet another appearance. I nearly get whiplash as the speed control reverts to level 3 just as I throw my head back in despair. As I come onto the concrete, this dude again doesn't leave any space and goes in a straight line. I have no grip, so the brakes are effectively useless. As we pass the pit lane, he doesn't leave enough space again. This time, however, I anticipate him losing control of the kart on the ramp, so I move to the outside hoping to change my luck. And... yep, he turns into me and rams me off to the side. As I get to the top of that ramp, however, the speed is altered again and I see the marshal waving a checkered flag. As I come round to the entrance of the pit lane, clearly someone else didn't listen to the safety briefing as they tried to get one more cheeky lap in before being stopped by a marshal. Now, at karting tracks they tell you when it's safe to get out of the car for health and safety reasons. They also say this in the briefing. Now, to my knowledge, no member of staff gave the go-ahead and half the group just got up and stood nattering in the pit lane.
I have some thoughts. I have some very, very interesting thoughts. I don't appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. I hate that speed control.
That's so bad.
Nothing happens there, people go whizzing past you, and then suddenly you've got everything sending you into a barrier.
Yeah. That is genuinely, and I don't take this lightly because I have high hopes for this place. That is genuinely the worst karting experience I've had.
Yeah, I want to try on a member club where there's actually good people around fast cars.
That is by far the worst.